Peace. So we're coming to you guys. This is our first time on the radio, but it won't be our last. So it's one of many, many.
Super excited today. Super excited.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about ourselves, they said. And I am Dr. Rhonda Travitt. I'm an author, also motivational speaker, pastor, life coach, and amongst many other things. And y'all call me the good things, okay? All right. And my husband.
And I am Pastor Nick Travitt, also a pastor. I guess that comes with the name itself, pastor. Also a life coach and a mentor, and I like to say a motivational speaker. I don't know if it,
Topics that we've been dealing with and trying to bring, even in our conferences and also to the congregation and even at large, even in relationships, because transparency is important if you're going to have a successful relationship. That doesn't have to be husband and wife necessarily. It could be two girlfriends, your ministry relationship, just whatever relationship you're in. It needs to be transparent. Or the old
something about yourself that's not really you. You know, I've learned in the past that it is extremely difficult to be a liar because you have to remember the last lie you told to keep it up. So it's best to just tell the truth. But we're going to talk about that tonight. Transparency, fake it till you make it. What you guys think?
Yes, and please feel free to call in 770-415-2149, 770-415-2149. I found it hard, although necessary in my life, to be very transparent. Being transparent, I don't have a lot of friends. And I believe that that's a good way to eliminate what's not necessary in your life, is the honesty that you'll bring to your life. One thing, people fear the truth. They say they want it, but they fear the truth. From the church, you is wrong. I don't want to be right. And I said, the devil is a liar. You know, because we hear songs and they become cliches and we like it. If loving you is wrong. See, just by me saying that, see, some church folks, because I'm transparent, that I remember an old rhythm and blues song, then they may say I'm not saved. So, but there was a song that was, loving you was wrong. I didn't want to be right. But the truth of the matter, if you're falling for somebody, don't you want to know it's wrong before it gets too bad? Or you're too far in until you can't get out? So those are things that I look back and I reflect on being transparent. I was speaking and counseling a young lady the other day, and she said, I just don't want to know. I said, well, if you don't want to know, that's one thing. Then you have a choice. But if you know, it's a one thing to know that I'm being deceived. But in relationships today, you should be given that option. An option. And women and men will take an option. I may choose to be your second girl. I mean, I'm listening to this, and it's really weird, but this is the generation that we live in. And so we came to talk straight up.
Absolutely. You know, I have a different take on that because I look at the other end about fake it till you make it. And I agree. I would love to know the truth because I want to know going in, the nails that you have, do they belong to you? I want to know going in that this crinkly, beautiful, long, straight, curly, that is a very broad, oh man, it's so much in so many ways to address that. But honestly though, you want to prefer the truth. If it's somebody that you desire to be with and you want to be with them and this is a lifelong mate, then you want to know the truth. I mean, but I agree with you. You know, give me an option to either accept your lie or to accept the truth. Don't just kind of force feed me something that I don't want.
Yeah. And when my husband and he asked me to marry him, I was not trying to be bougie. I wasn't trying to be any of that. One of the things I asked him was, what is your objective for this marriage? Because marriage has to have some objective. What is the goal for this marriage? Is it just to, populate, have babies?
That's
what?
a good idea.
Doing what? So we had to talk about, and be truthful and transparent.
Yes.
What is the goal? And if our goals were not the same for marriage, then it was gonna be a problem later on.
Right.
So those are the type of things that we really had to deal with.
Yeah, I agree. You know what? And honestly, when you don't know what it is that you expect or have an idea of what you want going in, then you will always settle. You'll be okay for falling for the fake it part. It'll be hard to be able to recognize the truth and the transparency. So you have to know and set your standards going in. What is it that I want? What is it that I expect? And, if you meet someone and they don't have any expectations or standards going in, then you kind of have to question that. So really, what is your motive? Because if we're on the same page and we're headed down the same path, then, we have to have something in agreement. So I agree.
I agree. And my dear friend Mercedes Miller, I hope you're listening tonight. She's executive director of the Georgia World Congress Center. And one thing she said, I get to choose my friends.
Yeah.
And I like that because we should choose our friends.
Right.
Instead of always people choosing us as friends. I realized just by 5 or 15, 20 minutes, or let's say a week or two of interactions with a person, if this person and I could have a genuine relationship. And if there's no genuine relationship that can be built out of this, I'm the one that kind of backs out because I don't want to work that hard on something that won't go anywhere.
Right.
If it's based on pretense. Because everyone can't be as open. And you can't expect it. We're all brought up different.
This is true.
I'm a timely person, you late. We ain't gonna get along. That's first and foremost. That's not gonna go very far.
Well, you know what though? I also bring you to attention to something that you always say that, make a person qualified. So that brings me in the mind of that, the transparency part about it, and you want to be equal, but like you say, make them qualified. What if this is a person with potential, and you see something better, so you just give up and throw your hands up because they are the late one and you are the punctual one, or do you make them qualified? Do you stick with them long enough and let them kind of get up to where you are? Maybe something in you will help build them to become better. Maybe that's what the relationship is about, is for you to make them stronger, and together you guys can walk.
I agree. I do agree. I agree with that. I say that often.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mean just throw them away, but the problem I find in relationships, we take people to our bosom so fast and we call them friend. I want to qualify for your friendship. Don't just take me at face value immediately. And I know that sounds away because sometimes we in kingdom and Christendom will say, okay, that's my friend. We're just kindred. No, could it be something familiar that was bad that we ignited with?
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons I say qualify. I want to qualify for this relationship because if I qualify and I put my time in with the relationship, do what it takes to be in relationship, then it'll be a good relationship. I don't mind qualifying, but I'm not going to come down. You can't come down to be in relationship.
Right.
You can't move your own goals and your standards. And I don't want them to change their goals and standards to be in relationship with me. So let us qualify and meet at a mutual ground that is conducive for both of us, where we can be in a good, healthy relationship. Because if you don't like rap and you think rap is the devil, and I have young people in my church, we ain't gonna get along.
Right.
I don't think rap is the devil. So sure, that's gonna be short-lived.
Well, you know what though, and even in addition to that, you're right. Like you said, you have people that'll fake it. Some people that'll know the potential in the person and stick around long enough just to leech off of what they have, leech off the ideas, try to build, and they'll call it something that is not, because they're faking it. You know what I mean? They're trying to fit into a place or trying to qualify, but they don't have the potential to do those things. So you're right. I think truth and transparency is that's honestly the way to go, and that's just not outside the church. That's in the church. I even believe that it's a culture thing too. The culture, the family.
And they were the idealistic couple or family in our eyes, but they didn't want. Some of them didn't, but then some of them worked very hard to be the Joneses on the
This is
flip
true.
side of that.
This is true. This
You
is
know, because their image is everything.
Yeah.
And I think in this generation, there's a remnant that we are so over image. We could care less about what you think, how you feel, what we wear. We don't have to wear Gucci, Versace, or anything like that. We know who we are. We know that Christ is in us. So we walk in that. And we don't walk with our heads down. We walk with our heads up, unapologetically, bold, in the anointing, in the power of Jesus Christ. And I think that's a beautiful thing when I see a sister or a brother that's not arrogant. It's not an arrogance. It's a confidence. And the Bible says, cast not away your confidence, for it has a great recompense of reward.
Yes.
So I don't want to fake it till it make it, because I'm not good at it. Because I'm going to tell, you're going to see me.
Yeah.
So I don't want to fake it, it's work. So I want you to like me or dislike me, or just say, I bow out gracefully. And I have no opinion about her one way or the other. Because whoever that person is or that person is, it just wasn't a good fit for me. Doesn't mean I don't like them. It just wasn't a good fit for me. And I think that should be our better language, is that just wasn't a good fit for me.
Do you think that, like for example, you have people that try to live up to a certain standard? I've known people growing up that will spend money on rims before they pay rent.
Ugh.
I know people that will get car fixed, so they make sure they have money to get to the club before major bills and things like that, like the important things are due. So I guess I'm wondering, do you think that that's like a personal inner thing? Because I rather you accept me outwardly first. Because if you really knew what was really going on the inside of me, how I have such low self-esteem, how I have low self-worth, then really would you accept me? Really would you appreciate me? So do you think a lot of that fake it part is because of
Where you wanted to be, and you got to that particular place, and you were totally empty, right? So that's bad. So one of the things that I'm praying is that we reach that goal, finding out who we are,
Right.
and emptying ourselves of ourselves, and finding someone in our life that will help us and that we can be real and authentic with. It's few and far between. In my life of counseling, it's few and far between, because our parents taught us how to be fake.
right?
They taught us how to have secrets. They taught us not to tell. Especially what going in my house stays in my house.
I remember that one.
So,
Yeah.
so that we were taught a lot about that.
Yeah, you better not tell nothing that goes on inside the house and let mama find out about it. You got to worry about being transparent, and she gonna beat you till you transparent.
She gonna beat us. She gonna beat you.
Till she see through it.
Was there anybody else? Come on, y'all. Tune in with us. 770-415-2149. Any questions at all?
Yeah, we have any calls? Any callers out there would like to give a little feedback to us, or just an opinion, have a question, have a testimony.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ready?
Mhm.
1, 2, 3.
All right, we have to wrap up and take a break, and we'll be right back for you in a few seconds. All right.
All right, take a quick break. There's
Take a
much
quick
more
break.
to come.
Cool.
Whatever.
No. Turn the phone.
Do you think that, like for example, you have people that try to live up to a certain standard? I've known people growing up that will spend money on rims before they pay rent.
Ugh.
I know people that will get car fixed, so they make sure they have money to get to the club before major bills and things like that, like the important things are due. So I guess I'm wondering, do you think that that's like a personal inner thing? Because I rather you accept me outwardly first. Because if you really knew what was really going on the inside of me, how I have such low self-esteem, how I have low self-worth, then really would you accept me? Really would you appreciate me? So do you think a lot of that fake it part is because of
Where you wanted to be, and you got to that particular place, and you were totally empty, right? So that's bad. So one of the things that I'm praying is that we reach that goal, finding out who we are
Right.
and emptying ourselves of ourselves and finding someone in our life that will help us and that we can be real and authentic with. It's few and far between. In my life of counseling, it's few and far between because our parents taught us how to be fake.
Right.
They taught us how to have secrets. They taught us not to tell. Especially what go on in my house stays in my house.
I remember that one.
So,
Yeah.
so that we were taught a lot about that.
Yeah, you better not tell nothing that goes on inside the house and let mama find out about it. You ain't got to worry about being transparent. She gonna beat you till you transparent.
She gonna beat us. She gonna beat you.
Till she see through it.
Was there anybody else? Come on, y'all. Tune in with us. 770-415-2149. Any questions at all?
Yeah, we have any calls? Any callers out there would like to give a little feedback to us or just an opinion, have a question, have a testimony.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ready? Take it back.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
All right, we have to wrap up and take a break, and we'll be right back for you in a few seconds. All right.
All right, take a quick break. There's
Take a
much
quick
more
break.
to come.
Cool.
Whatever.
Worry about being transparent. She gonna beat you till you
She
transparent.
gonna beat us. She gonna beat you.
Till she see through it.
Was there anybody else? Come on, y'all. Tune in with us. 770-415-2149. Any questions at all?
Yeah, we have any calls? Any callers out there would like to give a little feedback to us or just an opinion, have a question, have a testimony.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ready? Take it back.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
All right, we have to wrap up and take a break, and we'll be right back for you in a few seconds. All right.
All right, take a quick break. There's
Take a
much
quick
more
break.
to come.
Cool.
Whatever.